Welcome to the AbundaCulture channel. The Bible provides pathways to abundance. God is pleased when we succeed abundantly and share generously. AbundaCulture uses the family homestead as a platform to provide 5 basic needs: affordable housing, renewable energy, clean water, healthy food, and safe sanitation. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to check out our AbundaCulture.org website and download our free training manual. Hello! Today we're going to talk about how you keep your clothes clean on the homestead. You may be in a situation where you don't have a whole lot of water, or you don't have a washing machine because you can't afford it, or you don't have enough electricity. Having clean clothes is very important to your health. You can have all kinds of skin problems and so forth if you don't keep your clothes clean. Plus, it's just obnoxious to go around being stinky. So, we don't want our homesteaders out there being run out of town because they smell bad. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you all the pieces that we have, what we use when we set up our bucket system for doing laundry. So here are the items that you need when you set up your laundry washing system. You're going to need some decent buckets. I just got them at Walmart. They're $2.50, $3 a piece. And you'll need 3 or 4 of those. I need a good pair of rubber gloves. Particularly when it's a little bit cold, your hands get really rough and irritated, so it's a good thing to have a decent pair of gloves. Always a liquid laundry detergent. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, an inexpensive brand, something that you can find, because actually we use very little detergent, you'll see, in this process. Now I also have a biodegradable detergent. This is located in the training manual under our gray water, and it tells all about this particular product, Oasis laundry detergent. This I would only use and pay the extra money for it because it's a little bit pricey if I had to use that water to water my garden, because this breaks down to nothing but carbon dioxide and oxygen at the end of the day. And you can actually take your laundry water, put it right onto your plants without any problems. I want to recommend, if you're going to do this kind of deal, this is a great little book about water, and it has a great section in it about washing clothes. And they have a lot of good ideas. So it's the Prepper's Water Survival Guide. Okay, now I also made this little plunger, and I prepared this bucket by drilling it full of holes. You see, plunger just fits in there nicely, and this is what we're going to use to squeeze out the soapy water and the rinse water so that it won't take so long to dry. I also made this little bench, and you'll notice it's quite low. The reason it's so low is that when you're working your plunger, and this is just a regular little plunger, again, you can just buy it at Walmart, and I did one little thing. I drilled a 1/4-inch hole right there, and the reason for that is when you're using that plunger, you don't want it getting stuck on the bottom of your bucket and you can't get it up. So when you put that little hole in it, it won't stick, and you're going to use that as your agitator. And then I have a little bit smaller bucket that I use to haul the water in for this thing. I'm sitting in my greenhouse, and I also set up a clothesline in here, so it makes it a really nice place to do the laundry. If the wind's blowing, the dust is blowing around, doesn't affect me, and I can do the laundry anytime I need to in my little greenhouse, and it's out of the way. Okay, so we're actually going to do a little cleaning here. I got an old shirt here. Now, how much can you put into a bucket? Well, you can basically fill it up about 2/3 of the way. I just happen to have one shirt available today, and so I'm just going to throw it in there. Okay, so we'll just cover up our laundry. If you're going to just do a little bit, don't fill up the whole bucket, just fill up enough to cover it well. That'll do it. Now we could actually put 3 or 4 shirts in there. If I do my jeans, the heavier pants, I might just put my jeans in there and maybe a couple pairs of socks or something. We're not just going to stuff it in there, need a little room in there. And then we're going to put in our soap. Now here's an interesting thing. You're not going to use very much soap. You don't want to make it hard to rinse it out of there, and you don't need very much. So for this one little item, I'm going to use about a teaspoon. I never use more than about a teaspoon and a half, even if I fill the whole bucket. So I'm just going to put that in there. The reason we like liquid is because a lot of times the powder type detergents will leave a residue, and they'll, it'll be white on the clothing when you're done. I actually, choose to wear a lot of dark clothes. It's harder to get the whites to look good, particularly using a system like this. But dark clothes, it makes it a whole lot easier. They look good, they smell good, they're clean, but they don't show stains and so forth. So that's why I have dark clothes primarily. So we put that in there, and we're going to agitate it just a little bit. You're not going to spend hours on the end of this agitator. Just stir it up a little bit, like that. And that's really all, right there. You just kind of stirred it up, made sure that you had the liquid detergent all distributed through there. And now, here's one of my tricks. You're going to leave it alone until tomorrow. Let it set for 12 hours. Time here is your friend. So the soaking process is going to do all the hard work. That's why we don't have to agitate the heck out of it. So we're just going to let this set. We're going to go away now. We'll play the time music. Da, 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 da. Okay, so 12 hours later, we're back. Okay, now what do? So we've got this. We're going to agitate it again just a little bit. It's been sitting, so all the soils and so forth are really loosened up, and it's not going to take much to get them to come out of there. So we've done that. Now I'm using cold water here. You can use warm water, and yes, it does help break down greases and that sort of thing, but you don't need to use hot water. The new detergents that we have are quite capable of doing a good job in cold water. Time is the main thing that you want to give it. That soaking process is so important. So I've agitated a little bit. I have my soap in there. Now I'm going to put this right into my bucket with all the holes in it. Boom, boom. And you'll notice I'm saving all the water. I never throw away any water. Water is too precious to waste. Where we're at, we're collecting our water off of the roof, and we don't have an excess of water. We live in a very dry place, about 9 inches a year or many years. And so what we want to do is use all that water. And this is great water for watering trees, large shrubs, those kind of plants. I wouldn't use this kind of water on my garden because the plants would not respond well. If I'm going to use it on the garden, then I'm going to use this kind of detergent. I'm paying the extra money, and I'm going to be able to use that right on my plants. Okay, so now I'm going to press this out. I made this little press here. Watch this, folks. Just a simple little lever and fulcrum, and just press it out. Again, I'm saving the water. Just press it out there. Real easy, it doesn't take much energy. Helps if you're an old fat man. Okay, then we're going to take that and we're going to put it in the bucket without holes in it. And now we're in the rinse process. We're going to rinse it twice. Okay, I'm going to agitate a little bit. Now we're working to get the soap out of the clothing. All right. See, I'm not working very hard on the agitator, folks. Not necessary. Now I'm going to take this Gonna pour my first rinse cycle right in there. Now folks, if I was gonna do a lot of laundry, I would take that water and I would use it over again, because it's not gonna be, the rinse water is not gonna be very dirty. Not gonna have much in it, and I would use that as my first water to soak the dirty clothes. Okay? So we're gonna use our press again. And then very quickly,
we're going to repeat the process. A little more water. A little more agitation. Put it into our presser.
And there we go. And now, you take my hanger, and when I do shirts, I always hang them out. One of the questions you might have is, well, am I going to have to iron all this thing? Am I going to look like a ragamuffin with wrinkles all over the place? Not at all. Because you're not rinsing this out a lot, you can see it's still pretty wet, and that's good enough. That weight of the water actually kind of smooths the material out. So what I do is I'm going to hang it up on this plastic hanger. I'm not going to use metal there. I don't want to have rust spots. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to smooth it out just with my hand. Just like that. Whoop. Like that. And around the collar, and I'm done. And that's how we do laundry. It'll take a while, a little longer than it normally would for that to dry, because it's pretty wet right now. But time is our friend, so we'll let it dry and we'll be ready for the next time. I've been doing laundry like this for several years, and it works very well. It's inexpensive, simple. You can do this. So get out there, keep your hands in the dirt, keep your eyes on Jesus, folks. Bye-bye.
For we're all in a master plan, though the things we do are just grains of sand. When these things are touched by the master's hand, then our lives turn into mountains.